of the things that I will be going over: what are unsolicited proposals, choosing your customer, why that's important, the bidding process that we use, some different stuff that we did for fostering sales, and the 5-point sales process that we use with, that Ron and I developed with Power Wash. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about proposal and technologies and how it's really helped the unsolicited bidding field. And then just talk a little bit about keeping the business, and then I'll go ahead and go into how I gathered the information. Unsolicited proposals are basically any proposal that you submit where no RFP was requested or a request for proposal was given. Basically, this is the fun part about sales. I used to love doing the unsolicited because basically it's a numbers game. And the more you send out, the more likely you're going to be getting them back. We used to always laugh because a couple days or like the day after I'd get done faxing all of them like I used to do. By the next day, every time the fax machine would go off, and we would literally make that, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching sound, because it would just be proposals coming back in signed, where we didn't even do anything. We never went out to look at them, we just sent them the bid. Choosing your customer. And it's important, especially when you're doing unsolicited, that you choose your customer. You don't want to spread yourself too thin. It's a really good opportunity to really help build your route and different things like that. These are just some of the different types, I guess, of customer classifications. And they each have their own set of rules that you have to apply by. New construction is going to be different than property management. Property management is going to be different from big companies. Bigger companies are going to be different from developer and owner, small investor companies. And bidding process, of course, is also the key factor in getting all of the jobs. It's basically a process that you're going to follow every time. Finding potential customer information. Before, I used to have to, I was in my car and driving up the street, go up one side, come back down the other. So it was very tedious, very time consuming. But again, like I said, it was also route building. I took existing routes and I basically filled in the gaps. Resubmitting proposals. Pretty much, especially if you're in the commercial field, commercial typically runs off of quarterly. So about every 90 days, you're going to want to resubmit that proposal, because just because you didn't get it the previous quarter doesn't mean they're not going to make a change or have to make a change in the next quarter. And this is just some of the stuff that we did to help foster the sales. Photo demos, video demos, follow-up phone calls. I would even do follow-up visits, sidewalk stencils. Here's one of the videos we used to carry around. We used to actually have like a little portable DVD player, and I'd keep a stack of the DVDs. I'd walk in.
My name is Ron Musgraves, owner of Pro Power Wash. I would like to highlight the benefits of using our service. Pro Power Wash uses a surface cleaner on all flat concrete areas. The surface cleaner indiscriminately cleans your concrete approximately 2 inches from the surface, with 2 jets of water spraying as they rotate at approximately 2,200 RPM, giving your concrete a clean and uniform finish. All our hot water units are approximately 6 gallons per minute at 3,500 pounds per square inch. As you can see with our overhead view, all areas that our surface cleaner covers are clean at a higher quality than the typical lawn technique. Using state-of-the-art equipment correctly, combined with 20 years of experience in cleaning light surfaces, our results meet or exceed our customers' expectations. We prepared a few on-site demos at locations Pro Power Wash currently does not service. These demos are abbreviated versions intended to illustrate the level of cleaning we can provide for you. Subtitles will identify demo locations.
Like I said, it's just a short little video. I would go in and I would show property management or commercial restaurant, managers, and basically I'd leave a copy there just so that they could, if they had somebody else that they needed to show to or whatnot. So I'd always carry a stack with me. With today's technology, though, it's a lot better, just with the fact, it's a video on your phone that you can easily email to them or even text it to them or message to them. So that's, it's very more efficient now. And I'm just showing you some good photo versus bad photo demos. When you're doing the demo photos, you always want to make sure that you're going to get nice, clean-cut lines. As you can see on this one right here, you can barely even tell where the line was actually cut, but on this one, you got a nice, clean cut, it really stands out. And another good thing is to actually wet the whole concrete when you do this. Don't just wet the little area that you're going to do, because
when it's wet, it does darken up the other areas, and it's really gonna make your demo pop. Here are some of the demo brochures that we used. We would actually go out and do a sidewalk stencil. After we would sell the job, we would actually go back in and have the manager give us a little blurb about how we liked our service, and then we would actually take this back to the office, I'd laminate it, and then put it in a book, and I'd carry it around to all the other Costco's, and by the end of it, every Costco that we had, I would have this little blurb in there, and you know, the first one was always kind of tough, but then the second one's a little bit easier. The third one was way easy, because I had 3 at this point, you know, and then the 4th, 5th, 6th were like, oh wow, you have all of these? So those are definitely a nice little tool. And then this was basically our 5-point sales process. We basically send a generic postcard out through the database, basically being like, hey, this is who we are, this is what we do, give us a call if you need us. And then we would actually send an introduction letter that went into a little bit deeper about the company's history, the different types of services that we provided, and if, you know, if we had like the Super Bowl or something like that, we would mention that, you know, we were the, you know, cleaning crew for, you know, Super Bowl, you know, you want to pump yourself up in that letter a little bit. And then I would fax or email the proposal. I would also walk in after I send them the proposal if I hadn't heard back from them. In about a week's time, I'd walk in and be like, hey, did you get the proposal I sent you? And if they're like, no, I'd hand them one. Or if they're like, yeah, but I haven't had a really chance to look at it, and I'm like, well, you know, I'm in this area all the time. When is a good time I could just come and give you a demo? Oh, well, you know, I'm free Wednesday morning. Great, I'll be here. So it's kind of a little icebreaker too. And then even though I've already handed them the proposal or faxed or emailed the proposal, I'm still going to mail the proposal. Because some people, they might not check their fax machines or have them turned off, or you know, they don't check their email or ended up in a spam folder. Numerous things can happen to it, so that's why I always mail a copy of it as well. And this was just a way that we would keep track of sales. Blue was our pretty cold ones. Yellow, they're, you know, kind of iffy on. Our red ones were the ones that were basically like, hey, be here tomorrow to sign the contract, I need to get this done. CloseTheJob.com proposal. This is awesome for the simple fact that you can send out so many visits in such a short period of time. With using proposal, entering in the customer information, and actually sending out the proposals, I was able to do 50 an hour. Where before, back in the day when I'd have to fax them, I was literally maybe could get out 10, 15 at most, because you know, you sit there and wait for the fax machine and God forbid it doesn't answer or it takes too long and you're sitting there resending it and you're just like, okay, 10 minutes is going by, yeah. So proposal definitely makes it easier, and it also helps you keep organized. The follow-up calendar is really cool too. It'll remind you, hey, you know, you got to follow up with this person, this person, this person, this person. But yeah, it's a nice little program. Keeping the business. Follow up after the first wash. You can follow up with a phone call. Me personally, I actually like to go and visit the site and actually walk with the manager and kind of show him what we did do, and then ask him any questions. Hey, is there something else that we could have done better for you? Or is there any other services that you'd like to add now that you've actually seen what we're capable of? And people love giving you advice, and the more questions you ask them about, you know, their service and stuff like that, you're actually building that relationship with them too, and they're going to think, okay, well, this guy actually cares. And that's also going to help you to get the referrals. He's going to be like, you know what, you took such good care of me. I'm going to call, you know, my coworker Joe down the street, and I'm going to let him know that you guys are going to be stopping by there. Okay, great. I'm on my way to go see Joe. And again, love people love giving advice. Ask for it. More times than not, you know, people love to talk. Let them talk. Okay. And Google. Google is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. And where did I lose? Uh-oh. Not so much, does it? This is a wonderful tool. basically here, this gives me, I can print out this map, and it gives me all the locations of all of the Walgreens. And then if you actually go into the websites, a lot of times it will actually give you the store location and stuff like that. And basically, the only thing that you're gonna be doing, once you print the list and stuff, is I call like the first 3. And it basically, just kind of confirm the information on the website to make sure it's accurate, because, places change store numbers and they don't update websites, stuff like that. Or, they had a manager switch. But really, I'm only asking for their email for the first 3 stores, because I just need the format. And I know if the first 3 stores' email format's the same, the rest of them are. Which basically means the rest of those calls are like 2 minutes. Hey, what's your, general manager's name? Is your guys' store number still da-da-da? Yeah, our store number's, 1087, and oh no, our new manager is Sam Smith. So, and literally, and that's all. And if they ask, well, what is this about, or something like that, I just typically tell them, I have some business docs to send. Keep it very vague in general. And going to the actual websites, going to the store locators is another way. And it actually gives you more information as well. So see, here it gives me the store number, address, phone number, pretty much all the necessary information. So again, all I need to call for is the email of the general manager. So the internet is a beautiful thing, and you no longer have to drive to 20 or 30 locations and get business cards and then come back to the office and sit there and type and write and all that kind of stuff. And this, literally I could probably get all of those stores called and done in 20 minutes. Within the next hour, all of them have bids. So it's kind of awesome. Does anybody have any questions? No? No?
How would you bid on that as far as the square footage, or what do you?
I was lucky with Power Wash was an established company and pretty much run at set pricing for this type of stuff. What I would do is I would just send them out a tier bid, one for their sidewalks, one for if they have a loading dock, if they had the drive-through or not, if they were freestanding or if they were attached to a strip mall. It would just really depend, and I would just tier it in there and just let them initial what they want, because if they only want their sidewalks, they're just going to initial their sidewalks. But if they want their sidewalks and dock, they're going to initial both of those. So I actually kind of give them their options to choose from.
What's your percentage of your tiers? Which would you rather do? The 7-day or the one time?
We would do, with those, again, we give them options. We typically start out at 15-day. I'd send them just a 15-day proposal. And then typically they're going to call you after that and be like, okay, well, I don't do it every 15 days, but I do need it done like monthly. Or, actually, we're a really heavy store, I need it done weekly. And then you can actually resubmit a bid at that. With the unsolicited, it's just another kind of way to make a contact with them and get them to know who you are and what you do. And it's kind of an icebreaker as well. Anybody else? Yes?
So if I understand, you also then do unsolicited proposals, right? So that you go out and measure the parking lot, so you can make the proposal spot on, or what do you do?
Like I said, I was pretty lucky. Pretty much Ron had already, by the time I came to work for Power Wash, he was already 20 years into it. So pretty much I kind of just went off of what his pricing. And yeah, for like Walgreens and stuff like that, because they're all pretty much the same square footage and whatnot. So they would have their own pricing. CVS's are, all the CVS's are a certain square footage, so they're going to have a set price. Lowe's, the front sidewalk area, Home Depot's, they're all pretty much the same when they're built. Every once in a while you'll come across one that's a little bit larger, whatnot, or a little bit smaller, and then you can adjust your pricing to that. But once you basically have a clear understanding of what it takes to actually clean one, you pretty much know what it's going to take to clean the rest.
And you just call their corporate office and ask who the property manager is, so you can send a proposal to him?
Property management, a lot of times if you go around and look at the signs, there's gonna be signs on the property saying, you know, managed by, you know, NCI or whatever. And then all you have to do is like, hey, you know, who owns the plaza on Boulevard Northeast, you know, where the Walgreens is? And then they're gonna let you know, hey, oh, that's, you know, Sarah Johnson's property. Oh, great. Would you happen to have her email? Oh, yeah, sure, here it is. So, that's about it.
The manager at the CVS near me is filthy, and you go talk to him, and they say, well, you gotta call corporate. That's corporate's call. And corporate is hard to, have you found a way to get through to corporate, or is he just giving me bad information?
Basically, if you can typically find the district manager's name, a lot of the district managers in the corporate is basically like their name, their first name, dot, period, their last name at whatever company. Again, just ask them for the district manager's email. Or Google the corporate office in your city or their region or whatever, and a lot of times you can go in there and get a hold of somebody. Anybody else? All right, guys, thank you.